Cuffy Proctor here, just finished MATHFEST, and we had a great time. It was a snowstorm, so it was a little tough to get a ton of people off the street, but we still had a really great turnout and a really great time and a great response to local artists and communities. I want to thank everybody that came out. It really means the world to me to see so many people in support of what we're doing, but also people curious about Yang's campaign and the concept of artisan community and how it ties a lot of us together. So I think that as things change, we're going to see more and more of this positive attitude. As we're driving in a snowstorm home, it is all about trying to do whatever you can and overcome the odds even when they're adverse. Stay positive and stay focused, because we're not even close to where we're going to be. I know it's dark, sorry guys, but where Yang Gang is going to make it. These examples keep on popping up, like the debate. Him missing the debate was just the best thing that could have fucking happened. And things like tonight, we had a nice little tight-knit community show, and it was a real good example of how musicians and artists come together and support each other, and how we can continue to do that to create a human-centered economy, human-centered capitalism, and in humanity first. So I really applaud the people for sticking out. All of the Yang Gang that came out, anybody from out of state and Iowa and Bangor, and like it's really impressive to see so many people committed, because the energy is there on the ground, and we're doing this one, yard sign at a time, one person being yanged at a time. Another friend of mine that I didn't think I'd see wearing a Yang pen is wearing a Yang pen and taking a sign home, and it really was a warm moment for me, only because I really didn't expect that, and it means a tremendous amount, because I'm trying to do everything I can to reinforce that type of positivity that's running as the lifeblood of his campaign. Is just positivity, overwhelming positivity. Even in moments tonight where I'm like, shit, this isn't really what I had hoped that we wouldn't be sitting in the snowstorm, but we still stuck it through, and people were there, and people stuck through, and people were positive and happy, and my kid had a great time dancing and listening to music, and I couldn't imagine a better scenario for this to turn out. Even though it's not what I expected, it's still an awesome opportunity, and I just hope there's so many more like this, and it makes me really proud to be part of the Yang Gang, but also really proud to be part of a non-political political movement. Matt said earlier, which really rung with me, is that he wasn't, formerly really heavy into politics, like in volunteering his time and all of that. And I certainly wasn't before. And I've been, certainly disaffected for a long time in that aspect. And still, in a lot of ways, I feel jaded, but I feel like we can definitely make this so much more of a human-driven economy. Get away from maximizing profits and of maximizing human life and quality of life as the overall domestic product that we're trying to push outside of this country. Because if you think about it, all of our art and music and movies, the world runs on all that stuff, and that stuff is created by creativity, the arts, and if it wasn't for those things, we wouldn't have half the American story that we have. So obviously ingenuity is important, but now when you have such a gross disparage between wealth and income inequality, it's just so important to provide some sort of a baseline, I think, for this future economy, to allow creators to continue to create without having to worry about dying or their life falling apart. So I'll leave you with that. Remember, what you create is valuable to you. What other people create is valuable to them. But when it becomes valuable to somebody else, that's when we start bridging that gap. When our creativity and our art can be sold, it can be monetized, and it can be bartered and traded. Then there is a value there. And I think that when we start focusing on those types of values as economic trade, people become happier and more life focused. So thank you for listening to me talk in the dark the whole time. But I had to say what I felt about the results in YangFest. And thank you for all the people. Again, if you can, subscribe, like below for more very dark videos. Bye!